Almost got fired for only being 2 minutes early. I work at an auto manufacturing factory that makes a very popular off-road SUV shaped like a box. As a supplemental employee, even though I work 60 hours a week sometimes and have been there 3 years. Today I was wrote up, suspended, and told I could have been fired because it is the second time I have swiped in at the gate at 528 am when we start at 530 am and told there was no way I made it to my team on time. I did. And I was extra, so I had no spot to be in and just stood around for the first 10 minutes. If you miss a day, are late even 2 minutes, or call off 3 times within a year span, you are instantly fired with no recourse, despite me being part of the UAW union and being an amazing employee for over 3 years with no other issues. Love corporate America and how we are treated. Just trying to make it to the strike in 3 weeks, hopefully. If you're part of a union, contact your union representative and fight the suspension. Many times while the investigation is being conducted, they will allow you to work, or in some cases will pay you for the duration of the investigation if you are unable to work. They cannot force you to be to your shift early if it isn't paid. In this case, if they are forcing you to show up early, they also have to pay you for the time. If the union investigation goes nowhere, then I'd go to the doll. And this of course goes without saying. But I'd look for another job ASAP in case they decide to nitpick you on something else and fire you. They just suspended you for no good reason, so that proved they will also fire people for no good reason. Had a boss who would complain, "You were almost late again today." Quote, "How unusual, as most companies I've worked at had that. If you're on time, you are late. If you arrive 15 minutes early, you are on time. BS. Can you contact your HR, as the suspension is based on assumption that you were not on time? I don't understand this company philosophy. Why not have an earlier start time? Play it cool and talk to a lawyer about stinging them for some violations. Get everything in writing. Lawsuits pay a lot better than working. If a job violates your rights, be grateful. It's a great opportunity. If you have them in writing demanding that you show up 15 minutes early without pay, that's stolen wages. Used to work at Costco and had a manager who said I'd get written up for not clocking in even though I was there early. So I would just stay in my car and start walking in a minute before my shift. It was nice because then I could watch YouTube or listen to music as loud as I wanted. Man shrugging. Is it worth the pay? Sounds like probably not. I'd say get another job, but your area might not have too many options. Good luck with the strike. If they are requiring you to be early, then that means you have to be paid for that time. That means maybe you haven't been paid OT correctly either. There was a case in Illinois against Schneider Logistics and some different temp agencies that also sucked in Walmart. I'd call up your state Department of Labor and talk to them. A good labor attorney might love to talk to you too. That is probably an illegal reason to fire you. Get a lawyer. If they want you to be early, then they better pay you to be early. I don't get paid until the buzzer goes off at 2 p.m. So why would I be on the shop floor any sooner? I clock in anywhere between 510 minutes early. All unpaid, of course. I'll be damned if I'm gonna do anything during that. I walked away from factories about 4 years ago and never looked back. The work was monotonous but not horrible. It was the work environment that somehow was the same in every single factory that broke me. Point systems, threats, unsafe conditions, and degrading managers. I took a job making nearly $10 less an hour, but my God, it was worth it. I know that's not possible for everyone, and at that time it really wasn't for me, but I made it work. And it gave me opportunities to where I am now, which is an awesome job that I actually love. If you can find a way out, I highly suggest you do. Just something to keep in mind. The UAW made a deal with the Big Three to allow for supplemental employee workers to be hired. While you're a part of their union, you might not have the full backing that you would if you were a full union member. I understand that UAW is trying to fight to get you guys a seat at the table. This is where some people make the mistake and will cross picket lines because they feel as though they have to work even though they are forfeiting their future for the immediate. Solidarity is the key. It's going to be tough, but there will be great rewards. I remember when I went to work for a union shop, there was a guy that was about 5 years older than me, was in his mid-20s, and already owned a home, a boat, and a nice car. Keep it and hopefully the UAW will get you the pay and job environment that you deserve. Imagine once you're converted. Let's see if that manager tries to mess with you then. Are you being paid for punching in early? Two-way street, my friend. Loyalty? They want it all, and for what? Oppression. You don't almost get fired, folks. You either do or you don't. With that said, if they are tracking time at the gate, that's your punch in, and that's when you start getting paid. Particularly if they are holding you accountable to being there at a specific time. Strike. Show up 10 minutes early and tell them by their logic you deserve a raise. That grievance should be fun. This reminds me of another malicious compliance or anti-work post about a manager having a policy like this. If he was late for any amount of time, it was an automatic half-day off. One day, the guy knew he was gonna be 10 minutes late and decided to call his boss to let him know he was taking the morning off.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.